Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a wild day of sports, man. College football, college basketball as well. Some wild quadruple header when it comes to college basketball. But in this video, we're talking about the bowl games that start today. Start this day of the 13th at 12. A lot of things happening. Updates too on Sherome and stuff like that too. But before we get into the video, man, welcome back. My name's Isaiah Austin. And welcome back to the IDA Kings video production channel. Please hit the like, comment, subscribe button. And, man, hit that bell notification to know when I post and upload new videos, man. To get into it, before we get into anything else, we're going to talk about the bowl games, man, happening today. But one of the games that's happening at 3 p.m. is going to be Navy versus Army. That's a big rivalry, a historical rivalry between the service academies. That's going to be a fun one. Navy has big wins, man. I think I talked about before. They can get to, if I'm not mistaken, to 11 or 12 wins after winning this game and getting to the bowl, winning their bowl game later on in the bowl season. And Army's trying to get a win, trying to get their 7th win, and win another bowl game, try to get 8. But overall, man, that game's going to be fun. Hopefully y'all stick and watch that game. The Cricket Celebration Bowl's on today too, 12 p.m. on ABC. Okay, shot bag. Go ahead and watch that for sure. Prairie View, 10-3 versus SC State, who's 9-3. That's gonna be a fun game right there too, man. Gonna be a big time fun game right there, man. Big time fun game, and how everything's gonna go. Pretty excited about it. Also in the FBS, man. This Saturday too. That's gonna be coming up. Is Boise State versus Washington as well today. Okay, on Saturday, man. That's going to be ABC, Boise State versus Washington, in that game as well. Okay, and then that's another game that's going to be good. Boise State's really good, and Washington's really good too. They had some real close losses they could have won. Really competed with Ohio State for the first half of the game. Earlier on in the year, they were undefeated at that point too. Then Ohio State pulled away late on them. Boise State has some big wins against UNLV twice in a row, blowout wins, kind of, scoring a lot of points on them. But they had a few losses they probably should have won. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they lost to Colorado State, who struggled this year and fired their head coach earlier in the year. So overall, though, Boise State and Washington are good teams, real good teams. That's gonna be a fun one in the bucked up LA Bowl, man. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be a fun game, fun stuff like that. But also today, man, today it's gonna be college basketball, man. It's gonna be college basketball going on too. It's gonna be fun, man. A quadruple header going on with the NCAA, man. Going on with that today, Saturday as well, man. It's gonna be crazy fun. Crazy games, crazy wildness. One of those games happening, earlier in the day. I think it's on ESPN. I think that's where it starts, the quadruple header. I think that's where it starts. I think it's ESPN. That's where the quadruple header is going to be. 4 different games coming on. You know what I mean? The first one, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Nebraska and Illinois. That's gonna be a good game too. That's on Peacock. I thought it was that one, but no, actually that's gonna be on Peacock. Shout out to that one. That's gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be real fun right there. Gonna be real fun. Right there. Gonna be real fun, real exciting. In that situation. And stuff like that. That's gonna be fun. At 12 p.m., Iona versus St. John's. That's also gonna be on TNT. That's gonna be a fun one too, as well, man. That's gonna be crazy good. ESPN. It's gonna be Memphis versus Louisville. That game's gonna be on there, on ESPN. Also on ESPN, it's gonna be Kansas versus NC State. That one's gonna be a heck of a game. Also on ESPN, it's going to be Arizona and Alabama. Then you got, LSU, also, or UCLA versus Gonzaga. And I think today too is going to be Kentucky playing against Indiana. I think it's Indiana versus Kentucky in that game too. I think Charles Barkley and Coach Dick Vitale is going to be calling that game. That's going to be a fun one. It's going to be entertaining. That's going to be fun. That's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good game right there. So I'm excited for that too. That's going to be a fun time too. A lot of stuff's been happening. Michigan's been dominating. I see them play. A lot of times they've been dominant in the season. The last few games they've won by at least 25 points or more. Just flat out amazing. Flat out legendary performances from them. You know what I'm saying? Arkansas, Texas Tech, on ESPN2. They both are 7-2. Both had real good years so far. Really, really good stuff. They're doing in the season as well. So it's been really, really fun for them too. Oklahoma State is starting off real well at 9-0. Nebraska starting off undefeated, like I called it earlier. Ohio State, they did lose to Illinois, but they, I believe, are like 7-2, 8-2. They're off to a nice start. The Big Ten overall is really, 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 really good. As well. They're really, really good as well, the Big Ten as a whole. With UCLA playing well, obviously. A lot of teams, man. Purdue playing well. Houston's playing well too, at 9-1. Miami of Ohio was actually undefeated too in basketball, which is pretty remarkable. But overall, it's been a lot of good games, a lot of great performances from different people. The kid from BYU and Boozer too, the kid from Duke, Carlos Boozer's son, has been flat out amazing. They caught back up in the game against Clemson. They were down by double figures. There was a stretch where Clemson scored 21 unanswered points to end the half. Okay, but BYU couldn't buy a shot, but then they ended up winning the second half, I believe 46-21, including having a legendary game winner, in that game. A legendary game winner to seal that game off. Things of that nature, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, Florida, who was ranked 18th, played UConn. That was a close game. Ended up being a close game. UConn ended up winning by 4. That was a fun game to watch, too, that night. So there was a lot of stuff in college basketball that happened within that. Nebraska didn't getting ranked on Wednesday. Ended up blowing out Wisconsin 90-60, man. So it's been really great overall. Iowa State getting a big win against Iowa. Okay. UConn winning against Texas on that Friday. And then, what I'm saying, it's been crazy. Michigan State, who's ranked 9, they play Penn State, who's really good too. Penn State's 8-2, starting off real well too. Michigan State had the only loss to Duke. Duke is like a great team. St. John's is playing Iona, who Coach Petrino used to be there at Iona. And, he's going to be playing his former team, coaching against his former team. So that's going to be fun this upcoming Saturday, man. So I'm pretty excited about it. Pretty excited about, college football and basketball today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun day of sports when it comes to the colleges and stuff like that. Another thing today, or the last few days been coming out about more is he was married, but also another thing that was happening within it too was I think he threatened to kill himself. I think he went to the staffer's house and threatened to kill himself in front of her. I think they charged him with breaking and entering or something like that. It was a few other charges that they had on him. They ended up charging him with. Also, one of the things I'm still not understanding. I heard something crazy. She had a raise after this situation happened. I don't understand how she didn't get fired. Because she's a staffer. She works for him, so works for the team. So she broke policy too. So I'm not understanding. This reminded me of the Ime Udoka situation. I don't understand why they're not firing. I don't know if this could be I don't know. It could be. I'm wondering if it was reversed and these were men who were staffers having sexual relations with coaches who were women, I think they would have been fired, dude. I have a hard time believing that those men, unless they have some type of pull within the programs and the organizations, and it would be too hard for me to think they wouldn't have been fired. I really highly doubt they, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of trying to figure out why. I don't know if it's because, and by the way, I don't know if it's because of race. I don't know if it's because they're trying to set people up so they can fire them instead of having to pay them out or what. I don't know. I don't know if it's because they're women. I have no idea what the problem is. But she should have been fired as well. Just like the woman should have been fired or suspended, let go. In the Ime Udoka situation, when he was having, I guess, inappropriate relations um, with someone in the front office, even though he was a coach, especially in the front office. The front office is supposed to be a higher position than being a head coach. I mean, that's just the truth. We all know that at that point. So, I mean, if you know sports, you know that. If you know business, you really know that. So, it's kind of weird what's going on. But yeah, he should have been suspended, or he should have been fired though. Sherome Moore for all that stuff though. I mean, he should have been. Um, but she also should have been fired too. I'm just being honest. So, if they're both not fired, Sherome kind of crashed out. You couldn't have crashed out. Shouldn't have crashed out. What he should have did to me was sued Michigan, and call out and sue them for like not treat it. He could have filed a lawsuit because you didn't fire her. If you find out that someone has a raise and after telling them that y'all had a relationship, then the person who told that they had a relationship should also be fired, man or woman. I don't care what I don't care your race either. So you should be fired, and if you're not fired or suspended, then you should be, that program, that organization should be sued. That business should be sued. It's real simple to me, and I think that's what he should have did. But he crashed out. He got emotional, which is tough though. That's a tough situation to be in. I've never been in that situation, But again, like I said, that was probably his best course of action overall that he could have did. So I think for the sake of it, I think there's a lot to learn here, though. There's a lot to learn. First and foremost, this ain't just about race. I know there was some. I scroll through Facebook, man. Do usually sports. Sometimes I'll be having to block these people on my stuff. There were some black women trying to say that, and there was, I think, some black men too. I think I seen like two of them, where I think it was mostly black women for what I've seen through my timeline. I'll be blocking all of them, but they were trying to use this as a situation where they said, black men need to start learning not to date white women, all this type of stuff, right? And to everybody out here, it don't really matter. Like, black women have been doing this to black men forever. There's a whole bunch of stories about it. So, it's not just, it don't matter race. You cannot, any race of woman could do this to you, and they do it to their own kind most of the time. Just like, black people will harm each other more. White people will harm their own race more because we're in close proximity with our own race. So that's just going to happen, right? Studies, history shows that it's just how it is. Now, history also shows that, especially in America, there's a lot of issues, right? A lot of the people, Caucasian people, were the ones dominating people. Let's just be real. Taking things they didn't own, taking things that it was already other people's land. I get that. Europeans, all that. I get all that. So that is the truth. But when it comes to stats and studies today, men and women, our own people, black men, black women, will harm each other. White men and white women will harm each other. And most of us don't date outside our races, okay, throughout history of time. So when you hear black men and black women, especially black women, tell black men not to date white women, and you hear them say things like, oh, they deserve it because they date that white woman, what I suggest you do is get rid of those people, man. Don't deal with those people. Those people are just lying. They don't know their history. They don't know what they're talking about. I believe now. I believe in dating your own race and marrying your own race, but I also do not. I do not use situations like, for example, if a black woman is going through some problems because she with a white man, I don't sit there and I will never sit there and disrespect black women by saying, "Hey, if you would have dated a black man, this it could happen. It still could have happened." You know, so I'm not gonna do that. So my suggestion to if you're a black woman doing that, you should not be doing that. That's just me. Don't do that. Please don't. It's a it's a lie. It's wrong. You don't know what you're talking about if you say that, and you're not respecting black men at all because you're gaslighting. It's real simple. But overall, that situation is sad and it's wild. Uh, shot, I feel more sad too for the kids and his wife. His wife is white too. That from what I heard, but it's a sad situation, man. They don't deserve that. Hopefully, I don't think so. I'm assuming they don't. I know there's some families that are demonic, right? That do some, all type of wild stuff. I've heard some wild stuff. I've watched a lot of crime stuff, and I've heard kids killing parents, and I've heard parents doing wild things to kids, and I've heard moms and fathers doing all wild, just wild stuff. Okay, but I don't believe they deserve it. I'm assuming they don't deserve it, and this is a bad situation for them, for especially them. Also, I heard Michigan knew about this way before the season ended. That's what I heard. They probably heard this before the Ohio State game. So they waited until signing day, past signing day, to fire him, which I don't understand. And I heard also Bryce Underwood is in the transfer portal now. So Michigan's going to be in trouble for a little bit. They're going to be in trouble for a little while. If you're a Ohio State fan, you probably love it. You're probably praying on their downfall. I won't do that. I don't tell you. I'm not going to tell y'all who my favorite teams are when it comes to sports. But if you're an Ohio State fan, you're probably happy. And that is sad though. I'm not happy on sad like this. This is crazy. This is sad behavior. But overall though, man, let me tell y'all something. On a brighter note, man, college football, college basketball is about to be fun today. All right, we talked about both of them today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. A lot of great stuff's happened throughout the season so far in college basketball and throughout all the season in the NCAA football. And it's still getting started, man. We got playoffs coming around, bowl games, all that. Okay. Again, my name's Isaiah Austin, man. Welcome to the IDA Kings video production channel. Okay. Welcome back, guys. You're always welcome. Okay. Like the videos, comment on the videos, subscribe to the videos. Man, hit the bell notifications to know when you post and upload new videos, man. You gonna know when I post and upload them if you hit that bell notification, man. I really, really appreciate y'all, man. And y'all have a good one. Peace.